Aloha and welcome back to the channel. So I'm going to continue on my efforts to tweak and play and learn more about Sayintentions AI. I'll bring the GUI up so it's kind of here-ish. That's pretty good. I want to tweak my position in the aircraft a little as well. That's kind of my sweet spot. Now, if anybody doesn't want to really watch me the whole time, and I know watching me can be painful, if you want to just focus on the parts where I'm talking to the Sayintentions AI in the video, if you see the red transmit button, let me key it here. You can use that scroll bar on the YouTube area and scroll to where you see the red transmit, and that's where all the talking is going to be taking place. Now I am going to fly a little differently. I'm actually at Logan International Airport. I believe I am I think I'm at E10 is the gate number, but this isn't actually giving me gate numbers. I think I'm at E10. It's showing me here, it's just not giving me the specific numbers. So I'm going to contact ground, try to get my taxi instructions. I'm going to try to do everything that you would want to do, and see how it goes, and see how they work with a more popular airport. Maybe the bigger airports have a little better support in them, but we'll see. Alright, so I'm going to dial into my ATIS now to get the weather. And let's go back to 135. And we're 135.0.
Boston area and in vicinity of Logan Airport, advise on initial contact you have information Victor. Boston Logan International Airport information Victor. 2054 Zulu. Wind tree 00 at 12. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, view at tree 400 feet. Broken at 6500 feet. Solid overcast at 25000 feet. Temperature 8. Dew point 1. Altimeter 2958. ILS 22 left departing 22 right. Runway 27 is approved for turn off. Read back all hold short instructions and assigned altitudes. Numerous cranes in Boston area and in vicinity of Logan Airport, advise on initial contact you have information Victor. Boston Logan International Airport information Victor. 2054 Zulu. Wind tree 00 at 12.
And ground
Visibility
is 1275, 1275.
Sky conditions, view at tree 400 feet. Broken at 6500 feet. Solid overcast at 25000.
Alright, so here I am at ground. And so there's 22. Alright, so let's get our headset on and let's try this out. Here we go. Boston ground, Skyhawk, November 701, Lima Juliet. Ready for taxi, request a VFR flight following to Providence at 2,500 feet. I have information Victor.
Skyhawk November 701 Lima, Juliet Boston ground taxi to runway 15 right via taxiways Bravo Charlie. Contact tower on 124.725 when ready for departure. Information Victor is current.
Boston ground, roger, copy all. Taxi to runway 15R via Bravo Charlie. Contact tower 124.725 when ready for departure. Alright, so I'm actually going to call back because now he also didn't give me a squawk code, so I'm going to ask for squawk code. And on my airport diagram, Bravo to November goes to run. Well, he wants me to 15, so 15R. I can go straight to 15R via Bravo or via Bravo Lima. So I don't even need to go to Charlie from where I'm at. So I'm just going to request it and see what they do. Boston ground, Skyhawk 701, Lima Juliet. Request squawk code. Also request updated taxi instructions for runway 15R from parking at gate E10. I updated where I was parked. I should have done that in the first place. Maybe they'll change.
Skyhawk 701 Lima Juliet, November. Hold short of runway 15 right. Contact tower on 124.725 when ready for departure.
So he didn't give me a squawk code, and he didn't give me updated instructions for the taxi. I'm gonna request an updated taxi one more time. Boston ground, Skyhawk 701 Lima Juliet. Request taxi Bravo to Lima for 15 right, and request squawk code 701 Lima Charlie. So I'm gonna use my Bravo to Lima. I'm not gonna go to Charlie. Charlie's way out of the way. I'm parked right near the runway. The runway's actually right over there. So he's got me going down and across.
Skyhawk
And I'm right there.
701 Lima Juliet taxi to runway 15 right via Bravo taxiway Lima. Squawk 7660. Contact tower on 124.725 when ready for departure.
And that's what I wanted. That's awesome. Okay. Boston ground, Skyhawk 701 Lima Juliet, roger. Taxi to runway 15 right via Bravo, taxiway Lima, squawk 7660. Contact tower on 124.725 when ready for departure. So he updated everything, and now I'm going to punch in that new code here. So it took a little, but they gave me what I wanted. So kudos to the software. It got me where I wanted to be. Okay. So now, on here, okay, so let's zoom in and let's clear that, and let's go medium. Let's go fine, and we're really gonna come here to there to right there. Okay, so I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna scoot out that way, and then we're gonna get going. This is a knee pad I'm playing around with, so if you see this random thing on my leg, it is kind of a knee pad. You probably already knew that, but I figured I'd try to play around with one. Okay. And we're going to turn to the right. And he's right in front of me. And I want to go that way, it appears. Or she's right in front of me, I should say. And I'm looking for and I'm not really familiar with this airport, so I think that's what I want right up ahead. Pick up this taxiway here. Stop for this guy who just ran away driving. He's awesome. Okay, so here we go. So, not really holding short. I'm going to go up here to hold short at the threshold of the runway because I had clearance to get up to Lima, and this is Lima I'm on now. And I should be coming up right there. So this is 15 right. Okay. So I'm good there. Do a quick run up. So my parking brake apparently didn't want to be on, so that kind of sucked. Okay, we're at about 1800, about 100 to 150 drop, going back up, drop, back up, back to idle, which is good. About 650, 700 right there on the idle. Holding short. And now they want me to report ready for taxi. I'll just tell them I'm ready for taxi. Boston ground, 701 Lima Juliet, ready for taxi. Holding short, runway 33. Correction. I should have said runway 15, so I'm going to come back with a correction the second that goes out. It's 15 right, 33 left.
Skyhawk 701 Lima Juliet taxi to runway 15 right via Alpha, hold short of runway tree. Contact tower on 124.725 when ready for departure.
Boston ground, Skyhawk 701 Lima Juliet, holding short runway 15 right, contacting tower 124.725. And now I'm going to go to 12475. And we're going to request departure to the south. All right. Boston Tower, Skyhawk 701 Lima Juliet, holding short runway 15 right, request VFR departure to the south. See what they come back with. Now go to out. And I'm still waiting. I'll give it another second, then I'll do it again. It's kind of not getting back to me. And 121. Oh, I was on the wrong frequency. That is 100% me. Boston Tower, Skyhawk November 701 Lima Juliet, holding short, runway 15 right, ready for VFR departure to the south. Now let's see if it. Now that was my mistake. I suck. Boomy. Nobody's listening. Oh, okay. So I was wrong, and here's I'm glad I'm making mistakes. Nobody is listening on that frequency because I was a little bit off on my frequency. So 100% boo on me. And tower 725. 124725. Okay. So it does catch you if you make that mistake. That was me. Here we go. Boston Tower, Skyhawk, November 701 Lima Juliet, holding short, runway 15 right, ready for VFR departure to the south. So I like that. It did come up with unknown when you're on the wrong frequency. I like that. I like it a lot.
Skyhawk November 701 Lima. Juliet Boston Tower, winds calm, runway 15 right, cleared for takeoff after departure. Fly runway heading, maintain VFR, at or below 2,500. Depart to the south.
Boston Tower, Skyhawk 701 Lima Juliet, roger, copy all, winds calm, runway 15R, cleared for departure. Fly runway heading, maintain VFR at or below 2,500. Have a good day. Okay. And because I'm cleared to go, I'm going to go. All right. And here we go. And okay, and we are lined up on center line. Look at that. Look at, and I'm going to add some power. Airspeed's alive. And you see me rolling. Here we go. And rotate. And we are up and we are airborne. And we're going to maintain runway heading. Well, we are up. And now let's turn off our taxi and landing lights. We're going to keep on that runway heading. Or darn close to it. Alright. I'm a little off runway heading, but hey, that's my incompetent flying. Still going to try to maintain that up angle. Play with trim a little here. Now my trim wheel hasn't been perfect, so if you see me not playing with trim, it's because it's
Skyhawk 701 Lima Juliet, contact departure.
Alright, and departure is 133.0. Let me verify that because my handwriting's horrible. 133.0. Okay, so we got a little pause because my internet's slow, and you hear that little ba-doom. But now we'll go Boston Tower, contact departure, 701 Lima Juliet. Kind of froze up there. I know it was super not noticeable. Here we go. Boston departure, Skyhawk 701 Lima Juliet, 1,500 climbing to 2,500 for VFR to Providence. Alright, so now, go to route. We actually want to fly course 221, so we're going to dial over to 221. Just to make my life a little easier, okay. So now we're coming to 2,500. And I was on the right frequency. I'm on 133. And I got nothing back. So let's try it again. I had to hit transmit again. Let's see what happens. Boston departure, Skyhawk 701 Lima Juliet, 2,100 climbing, 2,500 for VFR to Providence. Okay, sending it out. Let's see what they tell me coming back. And this is a very short flight.
Skyhawk 701 Lima Juliet, continue climb and maintain 2,500, proceed on course to Providence.
Awesome. Boston departure, 701 Lima Juliet, continue climb, maintain 2,500, proceed course to Providence. Roger, copy all, have a good day. Let's come to the right a little bit, just to get us closer to track here. And notice it's not in here. Sometimes in Microsoft Flight Sim, oh it is, it's just a little over. Sometimes that doesn't actually show up for me in Microsoft Flight Simulator for whatever reason, but I'm going to bring us back onto the course. I maintained runway heading for a while, and then when he kind of let me go, that's when I came back down. A little bit more to the right. And I believe I've got a straight in for runway 23 in Providence. Well, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. The way that these runways kind of line up, well, once I've taken off and made my turn, is you can, excuse me, go straight from Providence, straight from Boston right into runway 23 with that straight path. So we'll see how it works out for me. But I'm squawking, I'm on departure, we're at 2,500, turn my fuel pump off, my landing lights, my taxi light are off, all gauges are in the green, half tank, EGT looks good, fuel flow is kind of high, but I'm also below 3,000 feet, oil pressure, temperature look good, VAC, amperage, hey, everything looks good. Alright, so we're doing okay. We are doing okay. Alright, so far so good. Besides my initial screw-ups, which I'll be honest, I'm glad I made, because it illustrated for me that Sayintentions software will catch you and it will call you out if you're trying to talk to somebody you shouldn't, or if you're on the wrong frequency, which was nice. So I'm glad I did that. I won't say it was planned, because it definitely wasn't, but it illustrated a point. on course, on speed. Maybe a little fast. I can pull back a little bit. That's pretty good. We're about 2450, 2500 RPM now. Pull it back a little bit. And like an idiot, my flaps are still down. Why didn't you tell me? Yeah. Alright, so now we're better. Now let's head out there. Alright, here we go. I love the real whiskey compass, watching it actually move. And if you hear a grinding sound, there's two grinding sounds in the cockpit. One of them is this little servo motor, and one of them is the actual motor under here. It will make an occasional noise. So if you're hearing stuff, those are my two sources of noise in the cockpit. And it looks like granted I am on autopilot, but I'm just trying to get a nice zero here. Alright. So we're doing good. Nobody's talking to me. I think that's a plus for right now. And alright. Now, whatever you're coming near an airport, it will shift on the upper part. The greedy part of me would like that to be something I could toggle, so I could actually scroll through local airports, and it would help me prepare ahead of time for like coming into Providence, the Providence ATIS, which granted I can go to on my electronic flight bag right now. So let's go to airport diagram. Alright, so Providence ATIS is 124.2. Tower 120.7. Ground is 121.9. Okay. So I got my frequencies, which I should have had beforehand. I should have planned. And I'll put the, okay. So we're still doing good. What is that? 80, 81, whatever the point is there. FedEd. I should arrive at that point at 2,300 feet, and then Cuska, I should be at roughly 1,900 feet. We'll see how that works out for me. I'm actually coming into it now, so any second now, I should hear them giving me some instructions. But in the meantime, I could dial over to Providence ATIS because I'm almost in Rhode Island now. and let's receive on 2.
555 at 1910 Zulu. Read back all runway assignments. Advise on initial contact. You have information. Hotel Theodore Francis Green State Airport Information. Hotel 2051 Zulu. Wind 200 at 8. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, view at 4000 feet. Solid overcast at 6000 feet. Temperature 8. Dew point tree. Altimeter 2959er. ILS runway 23 in use. Surface radar in use. Transponder use required. Notice to air missions. Runway 16 Poppy out of service. Wind shear advisories in effect. Hazardous weather information for Providence area available from flight service station. Personnel and equipment in the safety area of runway 23 midfield.
Now, there's a lot of real-world information on that. In Microsoft Flight Simulator, I'm flying optimal conditions, and my altimeter is 2992. In the game, however, well, the real world it's reading off to me is horrible weather, which you don't see horrible weather, and it's reading real-world altimeter. So I would love it if Sayintentions AI could get data from Microsoft Flight Simulator for the for your weather, so you could set your altimeter, your Colesman, via Sayintentions. Right now, I don't really think you could do that. So let's slow down a little. And let's bring altitude down a little. Because I want to be at about 2300. And then I want 12017 is probably sorry. Providence Tower, Skyhawk, November 701, Lima Juliet, VFR to Providence, runway 23 approach, request full stop landing. Really didn't know what to say there. We'll see what happens. I was on the right frequency.
Skyhawk 701 Lima Juliet, expect visual approach, runway 23 at Providence.
And this is so apparently I messed up myself again, so let's Providence Tower, Skyhawk, November 701, Lima Juliet, VFR, approach runway 23, request full stop landing. Again, not a real pilot, so bash on the criticism, just throw it down below. I'm good with it. Let's see how it responds.
Skyhawk November 701, Lima Juliet, Theodore Francis Green State Tower, enter left downwind for runway 23.
Left downwind. I'm literally coming straight at this runway. I'm just going to ask for a straight in. Providence Tower, Skyhawk 701, Lima Juliet, request straight in, approach and landing, full stop, runway 23. I literally am on the approach right now. I'm there. We'll see. We'll see what they say.
Skyhawk 701, Lima Juliet, Theodore Francis Green State Tower, cleared straight in approach runway 2 tree, report tree, mile final. Altimeter 2991, winds calm.
Awesome. So they just gave me straight in, which is nice. Providence Tower, Skyhawk 701, Lima Juliet, Roger, cleared straight in approach, runway 23, will report 3 mile final. Alright, so we're going to come left a little. We're at the right altitude. We're getting there. We're doing good. But I do like how it came right back with the straight in approach. And visually looking at this, I'm coming straight at the runway. So him telling me to go to the left downwind, I would have had to have like kind of overflown and come down and then gone around. And granted, I would not be flying a Cessna into Providence because it's a fairly active airport, but it just seemed easier to me to ask for the straight in. And I think it was kind of a good test of the AI to see if it would give it to me. So I think it did great things on that. I liked how it came back to me. Again, one of the things I absolutely hate, and I will say hate, I know hate's a strong word, I hate the Microsoft Flight Simulator Whiskey Compass. Gets in my way all the time. Hate it. So now let's come to 227. And I should... be pretty close. And now let's Alright, so there's the runway straight ahead across the water. I'm at about 6 miles out now. I'm gonna leisurely come left. So I want to be a little lower here. And we're a little fast. I'm going to slow us down a little. So we're almost on our speed. That's not too shabby. Not great, not horrible. Okay. So we're almost. So we're probably now at about 5 miles out. And we're at about 90 knots, which is pretty good. So we're coming up on our 3-mile point. And now let's try to give us a gentle down angle there. Providence approach, Skyhawk 701, Lima Juliet, 3-mile final for runway 23. Okay, so here we go.
Skyhawk 701, Lima Juliet, runway 23, cleared to land. Winds calm.
Woohoo! Providence Tower, Skyhawk 701, Lima Juliet, cleared to land. Thank you. I'd like to see if it'll ever respond to, like, politeness. Now let's... There's a little bit of flaps here. And there's the runway up ahead. So I am very high right now. All right, we're passing through, and once I hit the 800, I'm gonna shift from autopilot to manual. So we're kind of there. There we go. Alright. Looking fairly decent. A little more flaps. A little more power. We are lined up. I am at 6.5 knots, 6.6 knots, 6.7 knots. I don't want to mess with my speed too much, but we're doing good. It's a good speed, kind of coming in decently centered on the runway. I'm actually kind of happy with this so far. I'm a little high, but I think I'm still good. A little high, but I also have plenty of runway to play with. Okay, we're at 63, 64. And there we go. We finally hit the glide scope right before we're supposed to land. How awesome is that, right? And I gotta say, it's probably one of my better landings. So I'm gonna clear the active runway. gonna stop right here.
Skyhawk 701 Lima Juliet, contact ground on 121.9er.
Providence Tower, Skyhawk 701 Lima Juliet, contact ground. Roger, copy all. Have a great day. Okay, so
Skyhawk.
one two 121.9. There we go. So now I'm gonna go to my airports. I'm gonna go to Providence. Bring on my airport diagram, and I'm just gonna request taxi to the gates. Providence ground, Skyhawk 701 Lima Juliet, request taxi to the gates for parking. I'm expecting Mike Charlie to the gates.
Skyhawk November 701 Lima Juliet Theodore Francis Green, state ground taxi to the gates via Alpha. Remain this frequency. Have a good day.
Providence ground, Skyhawk 701 Lima Juliet, request you clarify taxi instructions. I don't have an Alpha from where I'm at. I have a Charlie straight to the gates. I'm kind of on Mike, but there's Charlie right there. This is Mike, that's Charlie.
Skyhawk 701 Lima Juliet, taxi to the gates via Alpha.
Now, Alpha is way back where I first landed, and it goes to the transient ramp. So I'm just going to ask for taxi via Charlie. Providence ground, Skyhawk 701 Lima Juliet, request taxi via Charlie to gate parking. Let's see if it gives me what I asked for.
Skyhawk 701 Lima Juliet, taxi to gate parking via Charlie. Have a good day.
And it gave it to me. Awesome. Providence ground, Skyhawk 701 Lima Juliet, taxi to the gate parking via Charlie. Roger, copy all. Have a great day. All right. So now we're going to taxi over to the gates, which I know me parking at the gates in a Cessna is kind of ridiculous. I agree with that 1,000,000%. We got a dog leg in our taxiway here. Now I could park over there, way over here where you see that shed. In front of there is actually where the New England Patriots park their plane during the regular season. It's right over here. There is the Patriots plane. It's right there. So I'm going to drive over to the Patriots plane. Why not? When I travel for work, there's the general parking for your, long-term parking for your car is over this way. I'll actually point it out to you. And this would be Victor if I were asking to park anywhere. But I'll go Victor to Tango, which is the very end, and I'll come up and we'll park right next to the Patriots plane. I did not think they would have the Patriots aircraft in here. Now, I did pay for an add-on for Providence in the game, so I have no doubt in my mind that this was an add-on and not a dare I say the word legitimate part of the game. But yeah, and I don't know what is going on with my rudder pedal. I made that turn a little better than my rudders would indicate. Yeah, so right in front of us here is parking lot E, or Echo, and this is like the long-term economy parking. And we're gonna park right next to the Patriots plane. Actually, you know what? Let's face it. Again, something you would never do, but look at that. Okay, so let's hit our park brake. Parking brake is set. Throttle's back. Mixture is back. All lights are off. All electronics are off. Master alternator are off. Magnetors are off. Didn't even realize Patriots plane was in there. So you saw I was running into some of the same hiccups that I've had on the other flight, where I had to get extra taxi instructions, and I actually had to basically ask it for what I wanted. So it did come back to me this time. It did give me what I wanted. I had to prompt it a couple times to get my transponder code, which I thought was a little weird. But I thought it handled it pretty well, and I liked the fact that when I did something, when I transmitted on a frequency that was a little off, it told me flat out, no one's listening to you. So this is just another example of what the Sayintentions software does. I am a fan, even though I'm showing you kind of little glitches, I'll say. I still like it because it allows you to get used to talking without having to deal with the awkwardness of talking to another person at times, and it'll correct itself in a fairly good manner, and it's repeatable. It's something that you know you're going to get the same indications out of. So again, I'm a big fan. This was Boston and Providence. Both were towered airports. So thanks for watching, sticking with me. And before I cut this off, I also want to throw out there that I'm definitely not compensated or sponsored by anybody. This is all 100% my own opinion, and I am not a real pilot. So all the mistakes you see me making, I'm making mistakes. But it's definitely fun to fly with it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, throw them below. I'm going to keep playing with this software though, because I do like it, and I do like flying to, I'll say, more challenging airports. I may start turning on traffic here soon just to get a feel for that and see what that's like. Haven't convinced myself to do that yet, but it could happen. So if you get any ideas, or maybe, hey, places that you want to see Sayintentions AI go in and out of. Granted, it's going to be in a Cessna because that's what this is. But I'll definitely try to do a flight if somebody else wants to, tell me where to try. I will give it a shot. But as always, thanks for watching. Stay safe, and as always, happy flying. Cheers.